Hi there. Welcome to day 12. We're going to be standing today. I have lots of standing workouts. If you want to check them up, just hit that eye up there and you can have a look, but you're going to need a chair and we're not going to use any other props. If you have any knee issues, you want to be careful in this routine. Anytime you're standing and doing any sort of flexion in the hips and knees, you want to be careful. But for years before finding Pilates, I had like chronic knee pain and it would give out and it would be so painful at times. Since finding Pilates though, I haven't had any issues and that's about 20 years now. So give this a whirl. Don't go as deep, just feel the connections that I'm talking about and maybe just experiment and see if maybe there's some possibility of things for you to do in this routine. It is about muscle engagement and learning how to be in your muscles versus in your joints. Okay. So we're going to continue what we've been learning. We have our center, we have our breath, we have our seat and hamstrings, we have our back muscles. And we're also going to talk a little bit of how we stand in our feet so that our muscles are using it and we're not just sitting all our weight into our feet with no connection. Okay. Give it a whirl. And I would love to hear how it goes in the comments below. Okay, so we're just going to start facing our chair to start with. We're all going to have different size chairs, so just maneuver the work to wherever the level of your chair is. Okay, mine is about hip height. You can also do this at a counter, at a couch, whatever you can use to sort of lean on. All right, so I am going to place my feet right underneath my hip bones, my sit bones, okay? And then just rock forward and back so you can feel the weight shifting to the balls of the foot, to the heel, balls of the foot to the heel, and then slowly kind of make that shift a little bit smaller and smaller until you're equally on both feet. And then once you're on both feet, centered, I want you to engage those outer hips. So you want to kind of pretend there's a band outside your hips and you want to sort of pull apart that band a little bit. Do you feel that activation of the outer hips? And maybe it shifted your feet a little bit. So try that again. Let it go. And then imagine that band around your hips and you're pulling apart that imaginary band from your hips. Good. Okay. So then I want you to lift up all 10 toes. You're going to put your big toes down. All the other toes are up. And then keep all the other toes up and just put your pinky toes down as well. So your big toes and your pinky toes are down. And then press all toes down. Okay. So now you're kind of very centered in your feet. Breathing. All right, close your fingertips, reach your fingertips to the floor, and on your inhale, you're just going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, push your tailbone down, and really lift those arms up. So we're lifting the arms up. Try to let them come off your back, and then pull them back onto your back. And then you have that reach and that pull down at the same time. All right, and then you're going to hinge over at your hips. Your knees will slightly bend, and you're just hinging. Nothing else is changing, and you'll find your chair. Okay. And then from there, we're just going to lift our heels. You're on all 10 toes nice and equally on the balls of the feet. And then lightly tap the heels down and pull them back up. And just look down at your feet for a second and make sure you have equal weight on all 10 toes, working through the ball of the foot. Feel it muscularly for 3, for 2, for 1. You're going to place those heels down. Let go of your surface and take your hands on your seat. Can you pretend that band's around your hips and push out on that band? Do you feel some muscles engage? Let it go. Again, just gently pull out. You're not like pressing all the way out, right? It's just a little activation. One more time. Activate. Now keep that activation as you stand up. And now you're in your muscles versus your joints. Inhale, reach up. You have the reach up, you have the pull down. Exhale, take it over. Lift the heels up, press the heels down, take the hands on the seat, ignite, and press it on up. One more time, reach up and take it down. Lift up, lift down, grab that seat and press it on up. Keep your hands on your seat and let's just hinge at the hip and push it up. So I have you having your hands there on purpose because we're palpating. When you actually physically put something there, it activates it. It says, hello, seat, work, versus just relying on those quads to do the work. We want to get into those muscles, and then maybe take your hands down to where the seat and hamstring meet. Maybe you feel some muscles there working, some inner thigh working. You can add some arms if you'd like. So as you go down, you're reaching the arms by the ears, but from the back, you come up, you press those arms behind you. Down and up. You have your back and your butt now working. You're breathing. Two more. Now you're going to hold it down. Circle those arms around. They're on your back, and then just place them right on your booty again. And can you pulse? And as you pulse, can you activate the pulsing from your seat? Can you feel that? Can you feel your feet anchoring into the mat? Those arches are lifting. Inner thighs are active. We got 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. You're just going to let your head, neck, and shoulders drop. Let your chest rest on your thighs and let your head go. Head is completely released. You can nod your head yes and no. Release the neck. And then push into the feet. Take your hands to your butt. Now draw your belly away from your thighs. Feel your seat, hamstrings, abs working to roll you up. Good job. Hopefully that felt really good. All right, now we're going to turn, and we're going to be kind of sideways to our seat, or our chair, okay? And now we have an anchor. The anchor is the foot that's closest to the chair. I want you to slightly turn that foot out a little bit so that when you bend your knee, you see your knee tracking over the middle toes. Super important. We don't want that knee in front of your big toe where it goes inward. You got to press it out. So let's bend it so it's right over your middle toes. Activate the seat. Feel how you can be connected into your muscles and not that knee. So push your feet down, all 5 toes, your heel, and your seat and hamstrings working. Okay, that's super important. Then, as that stays there, I'm going to press my other leg out. All right, let's get our hip right over our heel. So you're not hinging back. We're going to now be more upright. So your knee may have gone over the toe a little bit more. Puts a little bit more pressure on the knee. If you're not active in that seat, it's going to go right into your knee. So if you're not ready to get into that seat, then I want you to hinge it back so you get a little bit more into your heel and you can find your seat back there, right? A little bit more challenging to find it when you're upright. So find the place where you're going to work, all right? And we're just going to lift up, tap down, up, tap down. And you can hold your hands on your hips or your little chair here. Press. Good. Press. You got 4 more here. Really reach this leg long that's lifting. 3 more. 3, 2. We're going to hold it up in the air on 1. Now what I want you to do is your seat is actually going to hinge back as we bend our knee right over those middle toes. And then we're going to come up and we're going to find that seat, hamstring, thigh. All right, bend down, lift up. You're still upright. So you have your chair to help guide you, so you have something to hold. But if you want a little bit more challenge, you take the hands right in front of your chest and you go down and up the same way. You need to be careful your knee is tracking over those middle toes. That's super important, okay? Even there where I lost my concentration, my knee went in. It's going to put a lot of torquing on the knee. We're teaching our body to track. Do you feel your seat working? Your hip working? 3 more. 3. Good. Push into that full foot. Come up and use your muscles. 1 more time. And you'll hold it up there. Take it down. Slight turn out of the feet as we sink it back. All right. My knees are in my middle, lined up with my middle toes. My booty's back behind me. And I'm just going to press it up. Put my hands back there. Make sure my seat's working. Push up from the seat. All right. Push up. And if you want to go a little wider, if you feel like you got that, outer hips have to work. 4 more. 4. Use my arms if I want. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then I'm going to go down. I'm going to drop my head, neck, and shoulders. Let the booty go behind you a little bit. And then push into the feet. Find your seat and hamstrings. You can take your hands on there if you want. Use your belly. Pull it away from your thighs. and come on up. Beautiful job. All right, other side. All right, so standing leg, we're gonna walk you through it. Super important. Slightly turned out so that when you bend the knee is right over the second and third toe. Yeah, you got it. Push into that foot equally. Keep tracking it. You can even bend a little bit more, see if it's tracking. Good. Once you feel like you've got it, we're gonna take our other leg out to the side. Now I want you to come upright. And again, if you feel upright and it's going all into that knee, hinge back a little bit. If not, try to stay upright, okay? Here we go. Holding it in the muscles, not the ankle and knee. You feel, really try to get the engagement all the way up to the hip, outer hip, seat, hamstring. I want the back of the leg to be active because the back of the leg is not going to automatically be active. The front will, yeah, we overwork it. Find the back of that leg to help stabilize you. This leg is reaching so long, so we're building the muscle on the side here, the moving leg. But in Pilates, we know it's so much about the stabilization, right? All right, we're going to keep that leg up there. Here we go. We're going to bend down. The hips go back evenly. The knee tracks over the second and third toe, and then we come back up. On this side, my body likes to lean over. That's cheating. We want to try to stay upright, okay? Oh, there goes my shirt. Try to stay upright, okay? Ooh. And if you feel like you're leaning too much, keep holding your chair. You're not ready to let go, okay? Right now, my body does not like to let go. And then you might have to adjust. Like right there, I realized I'm turning my foot out a little too much. I felt it too much of a turnout for my hip to follow that. So just play with it, okay? Ooh, yeah. Stay in your muscles. This leg keeps reaching. 2 more. 2 and 1. Good. Come on up. Bring it down. This time we are going to turn out more. So it's like a 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then when you bend down, you're going to keep your pelvis upright. If your knees and hips don't like this, go back into the parallel, okay? So we're going to bend down again, knees line up with the second and third toe. I'm going to keep saying that. That's an important tracking, okay? So as I do that, I got to adjust my feet. If my feet are too turned out and my knees rolled in, I'm going to be into my arches. They're going to collapse and my knees are going to roll in. And that's so much torquing and irritation. All right, line it up, pelvis upright, and let's just go down and up. And as you're tracking, right, we're trying to, you can place your hands there, find your seat and the side seat. Your inner thighs are going to automatically work because you're getting that stretch, right? But you want to also use the inner thighs to help pull up. Use your abs, pull up. Let your body keep pulling up as that movement is actually doing that. The movement's actually going up. You want to draw your belly in and up like an elevator. 4 more. Take your arms out to the sides if you're ready to. Your hips are going to feel wonderful after this. All right. We're going to hold it down there. Hold it. All right. Is everything lined up? Let's lift 10 toes. Put your pinky or your big toes down. Then put your pinky toes down. See how hard that is? Get those pinkies down. What do your hips do? Try it again. Lift the pinkies. Pull the pinkies down. It's all attached. Everything's working together. Let the feet go. Let those toes all line up and then pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your seat. Push up from your inner thighs, from your seat. Oh, they might be shaking a little bit. Turn in. Turn out. In from the hip. Pigeon-toed, right? It's all lined up. And then click those heels together. So now, bit of a Pilates stance. All right, we've done this all week. Squeeze your heels together. Or all 10 days, 11 days. Click your heels together. Release your heels. So they're still together, but mentally click them together. Feel that difference when your mind is involved with your movement? Let it go. So I can just hang out here forever, but if I think of pulling my heels together, pulling my ankles together, what did that do? It zips everything in. Keep it. Keep it. Draw your belly in and up. Raise your arms up. The arms raised, but they're pulling down at the same time, right? Oh my gosh, so much working. But you are power source here. And then scoop your belly, dive it to your toes like we've been doing all week, but keep the heels and ankles pulling together. Keep pulling those hips together. Roll it up in one unit. And dive it down and up. One more time. Down and up. And circle those arms around. Beautiful. All right, face your chair again. I'm going to put it back to the start position here. All right, now let's work the back of the leg, okay? Of course, we have our stabilization. So this time, our foot is going to be more parallel. So actually get your feet like right underneath your sitting bones so we know what parallel is. And then press your left leg back behind you. Your right leg is the stabilizer. So you want to push into the whole foot. Lift all 10 toes or 5 toes. Put the big toe down, then the pinky, then the rest of the toes. Okay? Find your seat. Place your hand there. Squeeze it. Let go. Squeeze it. Let go. Squeeze it. Let go. Feel your seat. Hamstring. Good. Teeter-totter over. So now we're at balance position. Good. Now I want you to stretch the leg behind you. Stretch it long. Find your abs. Find your center. Can you reach that leg further from your center, not your knee? Feel the difference? And then teeter-totter over a little bit more. And hold it to where you have like, all right, I'm working. Okay? Feel like that? Spin your inner thigh up to the ceiling. And then turn the inner thigh up to the ceiling and then turn it out. Turn it parallel, turn it out. You feel how there's movement in your hip there? So when I say spin your inner thigh up to the ceiling instead of out to the side, you spin it up to the ceiling. You feel that parallelness. Now stretch that leg even longer and lift the leg from your seat and hamstring. Pull your belly in and let's go down and lift up. Relax your shoulders. The shoulders are on the back, right? Your standing leg will probably get a lot of work here. Lift. Keep breathing. 3 more. Now we're going to hold it up there, but I want you to stretch it so long. Reach it from your center, not the knee. Come on. Find the seat and hamstring more. That will help you. Spin the inner thigh up more. And then little pulses. Up, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. And then just sit it down. It's like a little flush out here. It should feel good, right? Make sure you're in your muscles, not in your joints. Just like we did in the beginning of class. 4 more. And 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Excellent job. Bend the standing leg. The left side's now bent. All right, make sure it's tracking right over the ankle. Right leg back. All right, you feel like you're in the muscles here. Right there, I'm bending too much where I feel too much quad. So I'm going to come up a little bit and activate seat and hamstring. So really find the back of the leg, the side of the leg, the inner thigh, all working. Lift all 5 toes, push the big toe knuckle down, the pinky, everything. And then lift. Yeah? All right, the leg that's lifted, can you stretch it from your upper abs, from your ribs? Can you stretch that leg super long? Feel the length there. It might be hard to feel, but just try. And then spin, turn the thigh out, turn it back in. Turn it out and in, right in the hip joint. And out and in. And you see, when I say turn the inner thigh up to the ceiling, do you feel what that does? Different muscles are being used. They're weaker on most of us. That's why I make us work it. All right. You're now parallel. Inner thigh lifts to the ceiling. Lift the inner thigh to the ceiling. All right. So we have a lot of hamstring and seat working. And when you turn that inner thigh up to the ceiling, your hips should automatically square off. You shouldn't have to think about it too much. Make sure you stay active in that bottom seat from heel to seat. 3 more. 3. Hold it up there and then just give me your pulses. Stretch the leg longer. Find the seat and hamstring more. Maybe lift it higher. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower down. Flush it out for 5. Ooh, yeah, a little shakiness on my part. I don't know about you, but when you're this detailed, hello, getting into those stabilizers, those big movers, they're going to work. You can do that anywhere. How often do you spend time on those little guys, right? Those little muscles. All right, come down. You might have to walk back a little bit so your arms are a little bit straighter. Keep your arms on your back. Now I want you to shrug the shoulders to your ears and then pull them back down, not overly so. You don't want to overly compress. But can you feel your back holding your arms there? Do it again. Shrug, back holding you there. Okay, that's super important. And then you're going to lift your heels. Ooh, I got my balls of my feet up a lot easier than beginning of class, right? All right, so now let's just round the spine and then, get a nice extension. Okay, do that 3 times. Keep the arms on the back. Good, and then just lower the heels. Drop your head, neck, and shoulders down. Ooh, let go. Roll it on up. All right, so we're gonna do a little sequence here for the hips. If it's too much for you, I just want you to stay and practice those sumo squats. And then you can even practice some planks if you want. If you're ready to do the full version with me, you're gonna go down into planks from some squats. You can also spin your chair around if you don't wanna go all the way down to the mat and practice sitting in a chair, all right? But you wanna keep tracking the middle toe. You just lightly come down to your chair, you come back up and practice coming up from the seat and hamstrings and inner thighs. It's great practice, very functional, right? You wanna make sure you're not arching your back or flexing your back. We're very just neutral, okay? If you're ready to come down for some hip work and leg work and plank work, here we go. So you're gonna get wider than your hips, a little bit of a turnout. So when you bend your knees are following and tracking those middle toes. Okay, so let's just start some squats. We're just gonna take it down and take it up. Take it down and take it up. Now you wanna be careful here that you don't start lifting your tailbone up and you're arching your back. You also don't wanna go down and bring your chest down where you're flexing. We want to try to really keep our spine nice and long. You're gonna start to make yourself longer. So as I go down even further, I'm actually thinking about tucking my tail a little bit. All right, but I'm in muscles, no joints, no knees. Yes, they're working because they're bending, but I feel really supported. I don't feel like I'm hurting anything. So you wanna make sure that's what's going on. You can just slide your hands down your chair as you get lower and lower and lower. Now I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna do 2 more on that second one. I'm gonna put my hands down on the mat. And hands are gonna go, and I'm gonna take one leg back and the other leg back and hold a nice strong plank. Yeah, do you feel that? Maybe rock your body forward and back. Forward, arms are just strong on your back. All right, now stay there. I'm gonna take my left foot, take it by my shoulder. Ooh, hello. All right, now I'm gonna take my other foot by my shoulder and then push into your feet. Press out on your outer hips, your seat, your hamstrings, inner thighs, all working. Beautiful job. Go ahead, bend it down again. Drop your hands. Now let's take our left foot back first and our right. Click your heels together. Find your plank. You're super strong, right? All right, bring your right foot towards your shoulder. Bring your left foot towards your shoulder. Now use your muscles. You don't want your knees rolling in. Use those muscles. Come up, reach, around, bend it down, hands, right leg back, left. Bring the left forward, right. Whoa. Find your own pace with it, okay? Left back. I'm gonna do one more. How you doing? Come on up, circle it around, bring it to center, genie arms. Let's just lift up, up. Try not to tilt your pelvis, right? Nice, straight up, 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 pull. Push into that bottom foot. How do your hips feel? Take your arms out to the side. Maybe try out, out. Push through that bottom leg. Tall spine. Front again. 8, 7. Now try to go a little bit faster. 4. Good. And release. Awesome job. All right, let's just click those heels together. Oh, how do you feel? Circle them around, take it down. Ooh, touch. How'd that feel going down? Notice how your whole body and legs feel as you do that. So much of this move is also hip oriented and not just about flexibility, but mobility. Oh. Good. Different kind of routine today, but I want you to see how functional movement is so much Pilates based, right? So much. And how you can take your Pilates into your everyday movement. When you walk, when you sit, when you're just standing in line instead of sitting. Do you feel the difference of sitting in a hip versus sitting in now when you've done all that work and you're like centered? How good does it feel? Kind of feels like you can stay here for a long time, right? Sit in your hip. Ooh, a little different, right? A little bit torquing. Now, let's stand in your muscles. Okay, seat and hamstrings. Imagine standing and feeling more your seat and hamstrings take over, right? And then you start building the front and back of your leg and side and inner thigh. So when you come to your Pilates practice, those muscles are just firing. They're not sleepy anymore. So keep coming to this. This is a great one to just, connect to those muscles if you're feeling tight or in your joints a lot. Okay. It was a bit slower. We learned a lot. I like to do my sessions with some learning as well. Let me know if you learned anything in the comments below, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.